Okay, I'm gonna give you guys one tip that will for sure give you more wins. So picture in a 8 to 9 round regional, whatever your score is, add another 1 to 2 wins to that score if you do this tip. It's a very simple tip too. Very, very simple. So when you sit down and you play against your opponent, you shuffle your deck, your opponent shuffles his deck, and then you hand each other the deck to shuffle, right? What I see at locals, regionals, YCS, nationals that I went to, only 1 to 3 of my opponents will actually pick up my deck and shuffle it. Most people, they just cut it in half, or they do like a thing where they cut in 3s and then like stack it over each other, right? This completely does not change the order of the cards. Now, what's really important is you shuffle your own deck very well, too. You can take this one step up and actually, after your opponent shuffled your deck and hands it to you, you pick it up, shuffle it again, and ask for final cut. That's perfectly acceptable and it's perfectly normal. I actually encourage that, just because it eliminates the possibilities of stacking and anything like that. Make sure you're looking at your opponent when he's shuffling your deck, and make sure the bottom of your deck is aligned with the with the top of the table, so he's not peeking at the bottom card of your deck. And if he is, make sure you say it, whatever. This is even more important post-siding. So after you side, you completely, like, your deck is in a certain order now. Even if you put like one card in the back and one in the middle and one at the end, your deck is still in a certain like order because of the previous game. So make sure you pile shuffle, you riffle shuffle many times. There's a video on YouTube that can show you like the proper ways to shuffle to completely randomize your deck. But make sure you shuffle really well. Don't do like the Mickey Mouse shuffle where you just like stack on top like the half of the deck and that's it. Make sure you do like 10 riffles if you have to. Give your deck a cut. Give your own deck a final cut on the table and pass to your opponent. And then when your opponent hands their deck, look, some people they play like max rarity, so they get a little weird when you go to shuffle their deck, because obviously, their deck might be really expensive. So take their deck and try to like calmly, not aggressively, shuffle their deck. Make sure you riffle it, and then cut it at the end. The worst thing you could possibly do is just do like a half cut. That's the worst thing you could do. First of all, people stack. It's a thing. It's like, whether you like it or not, whether Konami likes it or not, whether it's acceptable or not, people do it. I've seen it way too many times. People look at the bottom card. They can, depending on what they see on the bottom card, they shuffle their deck in a certain way. So to completely eliminate all of that, you need to shuffle your opponent's deck and not just cut. Guaranteed, I promise you, that was a big bump. Guaranteed doing this will give you more wins, 100%.